Hi, my name is Jennifer Kellogg. My husband and I own Dust and Time Cleaning Service. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be here again, even though I don't speak well in public. I'm nervous about it. All these things been going through my mind the last 2 days, trying to figure out what I wanted to say. And one of the things that stood out to me was during registration, I had seen a part about how do you make a difference in your community. 9 years ago, I came here to live, and I started working for another cleaning service, and I was just good at it, and I enjoyed it. So I decided that I would start this cleaning service, and I would just clean 1 or 2 houses a day. That would be nice, you know, good money if you're by yourself. 6 years later, I have about 18 full-time employees, and I have about 70 people that work on Saturdays. So I was thinking, how do we make a difference in our community? I was thinking cleaning, that doesn't really make a difference. But then I was thinking about the times where cancer patients, we've had a few where, you know, the husband had cancer in 2 cases, 2 different families, and the wife was just exerted. And one of the things she needed was help with cleaning because their immune system drops. And we were able to be there till the end. I mean, it's a sad thing, but it was nice to take the relief off of her. We had to wear masks and gloves, not to pass germs or anything on. But when I look back at that, it really stands out to me. The other thing is, I see people work really hard all year round to come here for 1 week. They save and they save. Some people don't. Some people barely scrounge enough money to go on vacation. Well, we're the ones that go out there on Saturday with 12 crews of 5, rent cars to make it work, to make those houses nice when they arrive. And some of them, children less fortunate like I was when I was a child, that was a big deal when my mom took me to Ocean City. And it creates memories for children, and I think it is a good thing in the future. So last year when I came here, I had bought another business. It was actually the first cleaning service I worked for. I bought her business out, and it became Dust and Time. So that's been a challenge over this past 10 months, but it's been great growth. I've provided more jobs for people. I'm active in my community. I've also surrendered, and I don't do everything myself again. That was one of the big questions when I was here last time. I have a bookkeeper. I have an office assistant. My life was complete insanity. I had no life, and it was really catching up to me quickly. So that was one of the great things that we have accomplished this year. Some days I don't like it, some days I do. I mean, 10:30 at night, I'm getting texts, can you clean my house tomorrow? And you're like, wow. But then again, the life that I live today, sometimes I have to pinch myself and go, wow, I did this. We have now upgraded to 3 brand new vehicles, commercial vans, which we had like 20-year-old vans that were breaking down in people's driveways. It was embarrassing. And so I finally surrendered. I said, that's it, we're getting brand new vans, and we drove all 3 of them off the lot. When I could barely buy one years ago. So my husband's grandmother loaned us some money and loaned us money to buy the first van, which was $2,000, and back then that seemed like a lot of money. Well, it ain't a lot of money when you go to buy a brand new van. That's a lot of money, but it's worth it. And I hear all the time, oh, I see your vans everywhere. I see your vans everywhere. I mean, and now we have added another service. We've added another company to our business, and that's called Just in Time Handyman Services, which is going to be more for my husband's side. He's still doing what he does. He loves to do it, but our goal in adding that, our logo is very close to ours, except it's blue, so it's pretty neat. They're kind of linked together. In the future, we'll start working on that when he's ready to surrender building houses. So I can't express how important it is to have an education. I've struggled over the years not having enough education to grow this business. And I encounter things every day that I still don't know about. So I can't express how important that is. I was fortunate, I've made it. I've been very successful, but education would be much better. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that today.
Thank you, Jennifer. We're very pleased to hear your progress. Very pleased. Questions, comments?
You had mentioned that you have 17 full employees, and I was just curious on if your cleaning service is more directed towards commercial cleaning or residential cleanings, or if you could speak on that.
We do both. We do both. We do commercial, we do Social Security Administration, we do houses, we do rentals, we do 10-bedroom houses. It's just a wide variety. We've even cleaned motorhomes before.
So what do you do more of?
Oh, definitely residential and rentals, high-end rentals.
When she turns around and looks for me, I know that she's asking for the mic.
Good to see you again. Great to hear how you're moving up. And I love how, lessons learned. I need more education. So, of course, I'm going there with your business plan and working with our entrepreneurship programs here and working with our economic development partners. I would like to see you on the third Thursday at our Sussex County Open for Business, where the economic development partners are there at the airport here. Ms. Keena can tell you about that and how to get there. That will help increase your knowledge of where you're going. When you talk about the business that you bought out, did you bring the employees with you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are they employees or are they independent?
No, employees.
Okay, so we do the tax as a whole.
Yes.
Caboodle. Okay,
ADP.
wonderful.
I don't know how to do it, but ADP does.
Yes.
It's complicated.
Yes.
There's a lot of
that's the
paperwork.
important thing about business is that, somebody knows what you don't know. And the
Yes.
important thing is that you partner with them and get that knowledge, skill, and experience that you need to keep your business sustainable. And that's what I'm hearing, sustainability and retention, and that you're learning as you go how to keep the business above water and, of course, to make a profit and, of course, job creation. So, where do we go from here? What's our next step? 5-year vision.
5-year vision. Well, I've been thinking that I want to decide what I want to do because I know when I'm 60 years old, I probably don't want to try to be cleaning. It's hard work. It is hard work. So I've just been thinking that. And I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm so happy with what I'm doing. I want to keep my business at a minimum. I don't want to expand too far out of reach because when you do that, it becomes too much. And then I can't provide the service that I believed in and why I originally started my business. And that was honesty. What you ask for, that's what we're going to give you.
So keep it attainable.
Yes.
So where are you geographically? Are you on the eastern side of the county, western side, or do you have a primary geographical focus?
We do mostly Lewis, Rehoboth. We branch a little bit into Bethany. I'm thinking more of trying to go more into Bethany and try to get away from a lot of the Rehoboth rentals. It's a lot of stress and irritation. We do a lot of Lewis and Milton.
I want to congratulate you also from the first day that you came and you were really struggling to actually try to find someone to help you. And at that time you were, I think your sidekick here was with you, right? And we were saying, well, this business is going to grow. And I think you also advertised at the time you really needed an accountant, and it's good to hear that you now have an accountant to offload that onto.
Accountant and a bookkeeper.
And a bookkeeper. Oh, okay.
And
okay.
Emmy is my office assistant now. She works with me hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it's
And
great.
I also, you brought up your new vans. I happened to see the new vans, I think, in the Villages of 5 Points the other day, and I said, hey, I think I remember that term, dust in time. I really think that's clever. I've thought that was clever from day one. As far as growing your business, I think what you've just told us is what you really have to stay focused on, and that is customer satisfaction. And the fact that you're so conscientious about the fact that you can state that back to us, I think you ought to capitalize on that continuously, because there's too many people, too many businesses, that try to be in business, especially in the beach community. And I zero in on Lewis and Rehoboth and the beaches, that definitely don't have the credibility of being there on time, getting the job done, and having a good, obviously, experience. So the sustainability issue is being, in my opinion, addressed by you in acknowledging the fact that you might not want to get too big. You never want to get too big that you outgrow that performance measurement that you're setting for yourself. I think you've done a fantastic job since you presented to us the last time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, congratulations, Jennifer. I noticed that you had a very strong, eye-catching T-shirt that, if those that haven't had a chance to see, she has some models over here for her T-shirt, and it is eye-catching. You mentioned education, and I don't know if you were aware that we offer a course that will be starting October 1st called the Kaufman Fast Track New Venture, which is designed for emerging businesses or businesses that want to take it to the next level. And that's a 10-week, 30-hour course. I'd be happy to share more with you if you're interested.
That would be great. I was actually on there looking a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good. Mr. Lipp?
Question for you. Apparently, you've grown very rapidly, and apparently you have satisfied customers, et cetera. Do you think economics plays a part in this? And the reason I ask that is because everybody that can pick up a cleaning rag can be in the business here and there in other places, and those would be, it's like a carpenter, it's like a jobber working out of his pickup truck versus someone else who is accomplished and has a regular staff and is organized, you know what I mean? So there is a difference, but it bleeds off part of the available business. How do you find your economics work?
Well, that's funny because back when I started this business in 2009, it was when the economy dropped, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea it had dropped, didn't know. And somehow I built my business. You know, it grew so fast, even with, you know, the economy being so low. And one of the big reasons is we serve a lot of the elderly people that can't do for themselves anymore. We have a lot of elderly and the people that come retire here and their families are back home and they can't make their own beds because it's hard for them to bend over. And it just grew. They were able to trust us. Our name went out quickly. I mean, it just grew.
Well, it would seem like that the group you're talking about don't mess up the house too terribly either, do they? So that becomes a little easier of a clean job, I would think. I'm thinking of some folks I know the house is spotless the end of the week as it was at the beginning of the week, so to speak. Not mine, but some others. Sorry? Don't get stuffy?
I was teasing
Dusty.
with him. I was saying it still gets dusty like
Oh, it gets
every day.
dusty, sure. Oh, I know you have your work cut out for you. But how would you charge? Do you charge by the hour, by the trip?
Usually by the hour. By the hour.
You care to share that with us, or is that confidential?
Right now, we're at $22 an hour per person, and we usually send 4 to 5 people out at a time on a team.
Apparently, it's meeting the market, so good for you. Congratulations.
Yes.
Additional questions or comments? Here we go.
I was wondering how, like, starting in a down market like it was, how you grew so quickly.
Well, it was relentless. I got my business license and my insurance. I went to every realtor in town. I wrote to every newspaper, every single newspaper. Finally, Cape Gazette came out and took a picture and put my article in the paper, and that helped a lot. I just didn't give up. You know, even when I got turned down, I just didn't give up. Dedication, long hours on computers, you know, Googling things, words I didn't understand. If you read the paragraphs I sent to the Cape Gazette asking them to place my article in the paper, announce me, you would probably laugh at it because it doesn't look like somebody that has an education wrote it. But it was enough for them to believe that I was serious about, you know, what I wanted to do and the reason behind it.
There's a recommendation of a book called The E-Myth, and I see you, from what you've described your business, how you're transitioning through the parts that are identified in that book. I'd be happy to, you know, help you connect and be able to find that book. You might find it helpful. I had another question.
Congratulations on your business expansion. Big change from cleaning to business management. Do you use environmentally sensitive cleaning products?
We do. There are some things that I prefer not to use in some areas, but we usually go by the homeowner's request. We have people that believe in so many different things. We have many options. So that's how we usually do. The other thing is it's very important today. The new houses that are being built need different cleaners versus what the houses back in the 50s or 60s or even 70s needed. And so you wouldn't want to use something you used back then. Some people now, they'll buy a new house and they think they should put Murphy's oil on the floor like this. Well, no, you shouldn't, because you're cleaning the sealer, not the wood. So the education, and I try to keep updated on all materials that come out every year. My husband works with a large builder, and we usually clean it after the houses are built, so I try to maintain and keep up with those things.
Mm-hmm. I think that's important. I know there are a lot of people who are sensitive to that physically and emotionally, and it would be important to advertise that you will use those kind of products if requested.
Okay, we've got time for a couple more questions.
It's not a question as much as a statement, because my wheels are turning a mile a minute here, and I see the business newspaper. I see your business being the first newspaper. Seriously. We have you two together. I think the two of you should sit down and collaborate on how to make that happen.
And I was thinking we've had a couple.
That plays into
Go ahead.
that paper coming north of the bridge, because she definitely is operating north of the bridge, correct? So that's a good tie. And the other thing that I was thinking out loud about again was the fact that depending on how you want to grow the business and the questions about how fast the business grew, the communities that she is servicing are turning into be rental businesses up and down the beaches. There's not that many people coming in, or excuse me, there's not many large developers that are developing homes to be sold. They're developing condos and apartments to be rented and cleaned weekly, if not more frequently. Isn't that true? And part and parcel, I'm trying to answer the question, how you grew so fast. The rental business has grown tremendously since you started the business.
Yes, it has. But most of the bigger part of it came later in time. It took a long time to earn my reputation in the rental business. There's not many big rental companies, and they have, you know, like a tight net. You know, in our area, everything is tight netted. Like, you know, everything's connected some way or another. So you know, the first time I went into, I work a lot for Mann and Sons, Miss Betty Mann. The first time I went in there, they were like, I don't need this. You know, they were not. It took me a long time just to get one rental from them. So, but after people seeing that I could do it in mass quantities, is why I started gaining. And it's not my favorite part of the business, and Rehoboth has become like a production line, and it's taken away from what I enjoyed to do. And that's why I'm thinking of maybe moving more into Bethany, back to more like the family style of rentals, and to Lewis now.
I think in the off-season, where you've identified your aging population and your cancer patients, I think that's niches that could be developed further, too.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a last comment or question?
Attorney, how are you tracking the success of your business? Are you, because I see leaving, you just did my condo. Thank you for the condo. You just did my condo. I just got home, and you left me a survey card.
No, I don't do that. I've never.
How are you assessing the success of the business? You're getting return calls, you're not getting calls back. How do you know that I'm satisfied? How do you know I'm a satisfied customer?
Most of the time, I have a personal relationship with all my clients. Like close enough where they text me, if I see them, they hug me. I even had one that I went through with her husband that passed from cancer. They told me she loved me on, you know, oh, love you, Jennifer. And I was like, wow, you know, maybe she made a mistake, you know. But I had been in her life for a long time. Most of our rentals all have like an inspector now, because it is like a production line. We have an inspector that goes in behind us, so we get our feedback from there. So we now have started a newsletter within our company. At the end of every month, we show all the positive feedback we've got. And most of it comes by texts, voicemails, phone calls, emails, and we give it to each crew, because we're now 3 crews going strong every day.
I think Judy will help develop a customer survey for you.
That was a half a question, because the other half of the last question, besides the one we asked together, is?
I was just gonna say that, and then when we go in and clean, sometimes if the clients are there, they will let us know how great of a job we did, and then we let her know.
That's great. Last but not least, Jennifer, could you tell us how we as a community can help you?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess continue to pass our name out. You know, that's what I would think.